What's up, everybody? It's me, Melanie Mac, here on my new channel, Melanie Mac Go Boom. I just want to say a big, huge thank you to everybody because yesterday we went boom. The Boom Brigade went off. We hit 20,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'm so stoked about it. So thank you so very much, everybody. Yeah, I just got home because, like I said in my last video, I was visiting family and all that kind of stuff. And my cat missed me, so he's probably going to be annoying during this video. So just bear with me on that. I am exhausted. Yesterday was 7 hours on the road. Today, 6 hours. I drove back home because we went to my aunt's house in Mississippi. Then went to Arkansas to my parents' house. And then I drove back to Texas to my house. So I'm exhausted right now. But I'm like, you know what? No rest for the wicked. I ain't gonna miss a day of calling out the wokies. No, not gonna happen. So today, speaking of calling out the wokies, Cara Cunningham popped off. And I noticed this on her Instagram because I follow her there. And I was like, I have to make a video about this when I get back. I saw it, last night or the night before. Now, if you don't know who Cara Cunningham is, she's a transgender woman, influencer. She used to go by a different name, which I don't want to use it because I don't know what she's comfortable with because, yeah. But this is what you probably recognize her from.
You're lucky she even performed for you bastards! Leave Brittany alone!
Iconic. And you know what? Looking back at this, I'm like, whoa. You know, she kind of was ahead of her time with this video because we didn't know all this stuff that we know about Brittany now with the conservatorship and all the crap that she went through. And I'm like, wow, okay, Cara knew what was up. Maybe not exactly, but Cara was onto something. So anyway, you know, she has to deal with all kinds of wokies and stuff like that all the time in her comments. So she's been speaking out against it. And I just really wanted to share this because, like, she popped off. So I'm going to show you this clip. This was one of the videos right here.
The wise. From now on, I don't want anybody following me that's with that sophisticated where they say they're mental health advocates, but they cancel people, but don't recognize the damage they do by canceling people. You say you're a mental health advocate, but try to ruin people's goddamn life because of mistakes they made 30 fucking years ago when the rules were different. We don't do shit like that out here. We just drink vodka and Sprite. So if y'all are with that politically correct shit, get the fuck off my page. We're wilder than mortal fucking hell, man. We are wilder than mortal fucking hell. If you ain't down with the good time girls and the wilder and mortal hell people, get the fuck off my page. We ain't with that stupid shit. We're wilder and mortal hell. My wig ain't even pulled down right. Get the fuck out of here. We're politically incorrect, but literally erect. I'm a wild girl.
I didn't even hear that last part last time. I love her so much. I didn't even want to censor anything of this video with the language or anything because I don't know if my video will be demonetized, but I don't even care. Cara is someone you don't want to censor at any capacity. So I just love her. She's a breath of fresh air. And she's so freaking right. And whenever she mentioned all the how they act all hoity-toity and act like they're all sophisticated, and I'm sick of that too. And it was stuff I posted earlier today about, you know, because I've talked about my native heritage on here, and I hate to keep bringing it up because I am so sick of everybody being so obsessed about race. I'm sick of it. I'm just ready to just not even talk about it anymore. But it's just made me think of something because I brought that up, and there's always white SJWs and woke SJWs telling me I'm not native all the time. Because I made a TikTok video about it. I posted it on Twitter and all that stuff. You guys haven't seen it. But, like, they think that if we don't look like an exact stereotype of like the Washington Redskins logo or something, that we're not native. And part of the reason why is because they think they're so sophisticated and they think they're too good to associate with Southern people. Meanwhile, most of us natives are in the South, and they have no concept of what natives look like apart from the stereotypes that they keep trying to ban. It's a comedy routine at this point. And so if I don't fit an exact stereotype, then they want to take away all of my native heritage from me. I'm not allowed to claim it. I'm not allowed to claim my own blood. I'm not allowed to claim my own heritage. Freaking bogus, bro. So yeah, it's the same thing. They act all hoity-toity, mental health advocates. They're all sophisticated with their college degrees and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. They think they're better than everybody else. And so then Cara also made this post. She said, if you're a mental health advocate but ignore the damage that's done by treating people as disposable with cancel culture tactics and thought processes, where instead of rehabilitating people, you throw them to the dirt, I say you're a fraud. Here's the truth. The people suffering the most from mental health are not always conscious of their wreckage of their past and patterns. Mental health goes behind depression and anxiety. It includes addiction, personality disorders, and more crap that ain't always pretty. So until you can see nuance and the reality of mental health sufferers, you are a fraud if you participate in cancel culture and mental health awareness. Signed, Cara. I'm just like, thank you. Thank you. And here's something about this kind of stuff. Oh, that's my stream screen. I keep doing that. Here's the thing about this kind of stuff. And I really appreciate her standing up and saying all this, because we're in a position to where us who are in the boxes that they want to put us in, and us who are in the marginalized categories, we got to stand up to this crap, because they won't take like a white dude serious. You know what I mean? Not that they're taking anybody else serious. They're not taking me serious, but they just write me off, and they'll probably write Cara off as well. They'll find something. They always got to find something. And yeah, so it's nice to see a transgender woman who, and there's other transgender women who are also standing up against this crap, which is nice to see, because that's the thing, is they want to keep people like the transgender community. They want to keep, everybody else that isn't a white man. They want to keep them down because they want to control. They want control. So it is. It's all about control. Because I guess the way that they see it is they see it that white man has all the power, and they want to fight against it with everybody else grouped together. Well, their strategy there doesn't quite work when not everybody is a monolith and not everybody is going to agree the same. So what they ended up doing is trying to fight against white men when white men are not inherently a problem. There are bad people in every group. But I feel like they've tried to form an army, and they've got an army of women, they've got an army of LGBT community, of minorities, and predators, I mean male feminists, that join the ranks. And they want to make an us versus them thing. And what makes them so mad is when that crap don't work. Because no, I'm not going to go fight against the white men. I'm not going to do it. White men are great. Okay? Just like everybody else is great. So, yeah, their little plan is starting to fall apart. And especially how many times they have pushed people outside and pushed people away for not thinking exactly as they do. And one thing I've always loved about Cara, because I've followed Cara ever since those Leave Britney Alone days. And one thing I've always loved so much about her is that she never was politically correct. Not back then, and not now. You can't put Cara in a box. She's got a big personality. And that's part of the reason why so many people have loved her and followed her for this long. And I love what she said in that video, like, we're politically incorrect. That's right. Be who you want to be. You don't let nobody put you in no freaking box, man. So I just wanted to show my appreciation for how she stood up against the mob. Because, you know, here's the thing is that whenever it's just white men standing up against the mob, then they invalidate y'all. And so whenever other people, like myself, and in this case, Cara, a transgender woman who they think they have full control over, they just so mad they can't control her. They're just so mad. Well, it's just like, dude, you really think you could tame her? No. They're mad. Let them be mad. So we really got to just unify and stand up together. And here's the thing is we all know that we're not all going to agree on everything. But the difference between us and the woke mob is we're fine having disagreements. We don't have to agree on everything. We're fine with rebels, people who are rough around the edges, people without perfect past, all that kind of stuff. Hey, it's part of what made you who you are today. And so, yeah. The thing is, when it comes to the woke mob, they've been bullying us for so long, and they've been trying to get us to lose our jobs and this and that and the other, and so it's made people scared. But what people are starting to see now is we outnumber them dramatically. Their whole little mob ain't that big. You know, they got their cry bullies, and then they've got people that they've recruited and manipulated into their program, but they're starting to wake up. So, let's not be scared of them anymore. We ain't got nothing to be scared of. They're all bark and no bite. All right, so I'm going to read some comments from my videos. We got this one. This was about the unwoke Lara Croft video. Eric says, when you see something you have loved for 2/3 of your life become a bastardized mockery of what it once was, of course, you're going to have some strong feelings about it. The devs are insane to think you should be okay with it. Exactly. And like I mentioned in that video, like I've had some devs either talk bad about me behind my back or openly on Twitter without tagging me, thinking I wasn't going to see it, or have approached me and tried to guilt trip me. And it's incredibly frustrating because it's like, not only that, it's also unprofessional, but it's very frustrating because it's like, dude, just I can criticize something people make without being mean to them. I'm being mean to them. But for me to have been so passionate about this franchise, the Tomb Raider franchise, for so long, I'm allowed to have opinions on it, and I'm allowed to want to see it be faithful to what it originally was. You know, at least recognizable something. I'm allowed to have that opinion, and I'm not going to let anybody guilt trip me out of that. Period. Riker, this one made me laugh so hard. Riker says, I was listening to your video in the background while writing an email. When you said spank bank, I think this was that same video on the Q&A thing, or on the comments thing. I had the most painful gasp hiccup laugh ever. It just came out of nowhere. Not even a minute later, you moved on to the verse of the day. Maybe it's my adult immaturity, but that completely took me out of the pissed off mood I was in. That makes me happy. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a day of my life. that was fun times. All right, and Jean, I love her. She's on Twitter as well. She's always making awesome tweets. Now, here's someone else who breaks the narrative. People hate that the wokies hate they can't control her. You know? She don't let them. She says, my issue with the unified Lara Croft is that she looks like a cosplayer. She's the protagonist, the legend, the face of the franchise. She shouldn't look like a regular person. As you mentioned in a previous video, she's a power fantasy. If everyone or anyone can be Lara Croft, then there's no point in being Lara Croft. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. And of course the wokies are going to be like, but you're special, but we're all special. Blah, 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 blah. They always, yeah, okay, we can be special, but we can also have a power fantasy Lara Croft. She doesn't have to look like us, you know? Ron Gal says, you have inspired me to get healthier, more exercise, better diet, healthier mindset. Sincerely, thank you. Thank you. That makes me so happy. That I'm very passionate about nutrition and fitness and stuff, so I'm always excited when I can help motivate people. So, you got this. I believe in you. A Pebble Master says, I must say, hearing Jesus call out ancient wokies is exhilarating. I felt like clapping by the end of that chapter. I love it. Anytime, like when reading about Jesus calling out the Pharisees, the wokies of old, basically, feels good, man. Oh, it's awesome. Pete says all the government recommended diets are nothing to do with what is healthy and everything to do with how much money that industry gave to politicians. This push to make meat more expensive to encourage Beyond Meat, they spent huge amounts developing it, and the fact that some people tried it as a gimmick but stopped or didn't completely exchange it for meat is why they're now pushing for it harder and even making ism claims. Don't believe them. Eat the diet that works for you, not what other people try to browbeat you into. Exactly. Oh, there's that video. Exactly. All right, now for the verse of the day, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Exodus 14:14. Now, there's multiple verses in the Bible that more or less say this similar thing, but it says, "The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent." And this really stands out a lot to me because there are so many times that people are terrible to us and they treat us terribly. They're just awful. And we're seeing a lot of this with like the wokey crowd, even, for example, cancel culture, this, that, and the other. And I think that it's in human nature a lot of times to want to get revenge on people. And one thing that always brings me a lot of comfort every time somebody does something wrong to me or anything like that is let God fight your battles. You don't have to seek revenge. You don't have to lose your cool, okay? Just be still, okay? Vengeance is God's, not ours. And it's comforting to know that. It's comforting to know, hey, God's got my back. And this really stood out to me whenever the mob came after me, and I just remembered that. And it just makes it so much easier to go on with your life and to not let things get to you and not let things continue to bother you when you know that you got God looking out for you. And God's got your back. And you don't have to do anything. And I mean, what can they do against God? Nothing, right? So anyway, that's my video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to eat some keto junk food and sleep for like 12 hours. It's going to be great. So I don't know if I'm going to read comments tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. But thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, go boom.